Okay, so good morning children. So yesterday I have started the 10th chapter, that is First World War. Okay, in that I have explained you people the first point, that is nationalism and imperialism. Okay, so in that I have explained it with how nationalism has taken the form of aggressive nationalism, and how aggressive nationalism, which means love for one's own nation and hatred for other nation. All right, every country of the world started having the feeling of extreme pride for their nation, so they started thinking to fulfill their own the interest of their own country. All right, and they were just least bothered that how the other countries are getting affected. Is it clear? Then three examples: one of the France, who wanted to take Alsace and Lorraine from Germany; one is Italy, who wanted to take Trieste from other country; and one, that Balkan states, they wanted to form a Balkan state of all the slaves, those were spreaded all over. They wanted to establish their own empire. Such kind of the feeling was there, such a tense situation was there in 1914. Okay, and this aggressive nationalism has actually led to imperialism, where all the powerful nations have started acquiring the weaker nation and started making them their colony. And basically they were using these colonies for getting the resources for their industries. Is it clear? Then then in the first point I told you that France and England has acquired the maximum colonies in Asia and Africa. Inspired by that, the other nation also wanted to acquire more and more. So the situation of 1914 was so tense, with full of so much of apprehension, that it finally led to the First World War. Okay, so we have completed the first point. Now I'm going to do the second point, which is called race of armament. So second point actually follows the first point. As you know, every country wanted to become more powerful. Every country wanted to acquire more and more colonies. So every country started stockpiling of armament. They started manufacturing weapons, harmful weapons. Is it clear? And they started enhancing their military power, so that by using that, they will able to acquire more and more colonies in the Asian and African continent, which also has created a situation where every country started doing competition with each other, all right, in stockpiling the armaments. All right, that also become one of the cause of the First World War. All right, now see all of in the book, then I'll make you people underline. The mad race for armament. Open your book please, all of you, page number 110. Okay, the mad race for armament, which begins soon after the Franco-Persian War. One war occurred between France and Persia, which is called as Franco-Persian War. Just after that, a mad race, every country become mad in stockpiling the armaments. Okay, was one of the reason which led to the First World War. First point. Then every major power began stockpiling armament in the name of self-defense and preservation of peace. All right, so every bigger country, every powerful country started stockpiling of armament, and they said they are making armament so that they can increase their self-defense and so that they can preserve the peace in their country. Third point, as a result, if one country increased its armament, other countries were compelled to do the same. It filled the atmosphere with fear, apprehension, and mutual hatred, which leads to what? First World War. Is it clear? Then in the second paragraph, you have nothing much to write, but one thing you have to write about Germany. Germany has actually manufactured one ship. The name of the ship was Imperator. And this Imperator ship was manufactured by Germany in 1912, was the largest ship in the world. And one of the important feature of this, that this is called as dug the Nile canal deeper so that battlefield should enter its water. All right, so this ship can enter into the water and can also work effectively. So such a good quality was there. Is it clear? Then Britain and France were concerned with Germany's growing military strength. This led to a fierce competition among the European countries and gave rise to the race of armament, which led to the First World War. Is it clear? Now, I'm just making you people underline this point. Then I'll start the third point. All of you. So just underline the second point. The point is race of armament, children, and under this just underline point wise so that it will be easy for you to learn it. The first point, second point is race, and first point is this. This is number 1 point from here. Is it clear? The mad race for armament, which began soon after the Franco-Prussian War, was one of the reasons which led to the First World War. This is the first point. Okay. Second point, just next line onwards. This is your second point. Second point. This is your second point. Every major power begins stockpiling armament in the name of self-defense and preservation of peace. From here is your second point. Third point, just next. Okay. This is your third point. As a result, if one country increases its armament, other countries were compelled to do the same. It filled the atmosphere with fear, apprehension, and mutual hatred, which lead to First World War. Okay, this you people have to write. So 3 points I told you. First, then this is second, then this is third, and then this. And then one example of Germany, that is this one. One of its ship, that is the Imperator, built in 1912, was the largest in the world. The German dug the Nile canal deeper so that battlefield could enter in its water. Is it clear? From here is your fourth point. Then Britain and France were concerned with Germany's growing military strength. This led to the fierce competition among the European countries and gave rise to the race of armament. All right. So we have completed the second point, children. All right. We have completed the second point. Is it clear? Now, under the second point, I told you the mad race for armament, which began soon after the Franco-Prussian War, became one of the reasons for the First World War. Second point, every major power began, what they have begun? Stockpiling armament in the name of self-defense and preservation of peace. Third point, as a result, if one country was increasing its armament, the other country was compelled to do the same. So the atmosphere at that time was filled with fear, apprehension, and mutual hatred, which lead to the First World War. And then one example of Imperator, that is called dug the Nile Canal. Dug the Nile Canal means it was a largest ship which can go inside the water. And this kind of the power has been developed by Germany. And then Britain and France have seen that Germany's military strength is increasing. So this led to the fierce competition among the European countries, which led to the race of armament and which finally led to the First World War. Okay. Second cause we have completed. Now see the third cause. Third cause is division of Europe into two hostile groups. Here you need to understand that two groups created in Germany, in European nation. In Europe continent, two groups created, and these two groups become the main reason for the First World War. First group was Triple Entente, and first group was Triple Alliance. Second group was Triple Entente. Triple Alliance was having three countries: in the Triple Alliance, there were three countries: Germany, Austria-Hungary, and Italy. Second group which was created, which was called Triple Entente. And Triple Entente contains France, England, Russia, and Japan. Japan joined later. So what happened in 1882? Germany, because it was becoming a very powerful country at that time, and it was increasing its military strength. So Germany has done an alliance with Austria-Hungary and Italy, and they formed a group, and they gave the name to that group as Triple Alliance. That happens in 1882. So Triple Alliance consists of Germany, Austria-Hungary, and Italy. Then after that, what happened? Inspired by this group, the other countries have also formed one more group. That group name was Triple Entente. And Triple Entente was formed in 1907 to counter the Triple Alliance. And Triple Entente include France, England, Russia, and Japan. Is it clear? And then what happened? A kind of the tense situation created between these two groups, which led to the First World War. Is it clear to all of you? So in the third point, you have to talk about these two groups. And you have to talk that how these two groups has created a situation of rivalry in the European continent, and which has slowly and gradually spreaded in other continents, and which led to the First World War. All right. Now see all of in the book, and please underline in the book. Okay. Now see in the book the third point. Third point is division of Europe into two hostile group. All right. So these things are not much of importance. Directly come to here. Okay. This point. This Germany entered into an alliance with Austria. This is your first point. Germany entered into an alliance with Austria-Hungary in 1882. Italy joined the alliance, and it came to be known as Triple Alliance. So first group formed in which year? 1882. Children, just see. First point. Second point, just next paragraph. This from here. Next paragraph, last 4 lines. The three countries entered into Triple Entente in 1907 to counter the Triple Alliance. Later, Japan joined the Triple Entente. Thus, Europe was divided into two hostile groups. And which were the country of Triple Entente? The name of the countries of Triple Entente. This is your second point. Which were the countries of Triple Entente? Triple Entente. Okay, name of the countries you write here. Right here, Triple Entente. The countries were France, England, Russia, and Japan. These were the countries of Triple Entente. And Triple Alliance countries, you know, which were Germany, Austria-Hungary, and Italy. And Triple Entente, which you have underlined in the second point, here countries are not mentioned, so I have made you people write here. Triple Entente is France, England, Russia, and Japan. Okay, so this is your second point. Third point is the next paragraph full. This whole is your third point. See, Britain had created a vast British empire by acquiring colonies in Asia and Africa. It grew rich from its success in trade in foreign resources, market, territories, people. Other countries of the world like Germany, the Netherlands, Italy, and USA too wanted to acquire colonies in Asia and Africa. This led to a scramble for colony, and therefore rivalry and war began. Is it clear? And the fourth point is this. This is the fourth point. The last paragraph. Rivalry between nations happened not just for colonies but for colonial trade and trade route as well. These rivalries created suspicion, tension and war, which finally culminated in the First World War. Is it clear? So total 4 points are there, children. Just see to it properly. Total 4 points are there. Okay, I'll just explain you one more time so that you people will able to understand the second point. Okay, so second point is division of Europe into two hostile groups. And the first group was formed in 1882 when Germany entered into the alliance with Austria-Hungary, which is joined by Italy, and they formed the alliance which they gave the name as Triple Alliance. Then the three countries entered into the another alliance that is called Triple Entente in 1907 to counter the Triple Alliance. And the countries were France, England, Russia and Japan. Is it clear? And Europe was divided into two hostile groups. One group, Triple Alliance, which consists of Germany, Austria, Hungary and Italy. Other group, Triple Entente, which include France, England, Russia and Japan. That is your second point. In the third point, the role of the Britain. Britain has created a vast British Empire by acquiring the maximum colonies in Asia and Africa. And Britain become very rich by using the resources of its colonies. So inspired by Britain, the other countries of the world like Germany, Netherlands, Italy and USA too wanted to acquire more colonies in Asia and Africa. This led to a scramble, a competition among these nations to acquire more colonies, and which has created rivalry between these nations and which finally led to the war. Fourth point. Rivalry between nations happened not just for colonies but for colonial trade and trade routes as well. These rivalries created suspicion, tension, war, which finally culminated in the First World War. Is it clear? So we have completed the third cause. So we have completed the three causes of the First World War, children. Okay, the first cause is the nationalism and aggressive nationalism. The second cause is the race of armament. The third cause is the two hostile group, that is Triple Alliance and Triple Entente. Is it clear? Now we need to complete the immediate cause. Immediate cause means this incident led to the starting or beginning of the First World War. Is it clear? Now all of you see the immediate cause, the first cause, the fourth cause, that is Sarajevo crisis. Under this, what happened? Archduke Francis Ferdinand, it was the name of the prince who was the heir for the throne of Austria and Hungary. Okay, so heir for the throne of Austria and Hungary, the name was Archduke Francis Ferdinand, was assassinated, means was killed at Sarajevo. Sarajevo was the capital of Bosnia. So he was killed at Sarajevo, at the capital of Bosnia, on June 28, 1914. So this was the first incident which happened in June 28, 1914, in which Archduke Francis Ferdinand, the heir of the throne of Austria and Hungary, was killed at Sarajevo, the capital of Bosnia, on June 28, 1914. Then, who has killed him? This assassination was organized by a secret society called Black Hand, a union of death formed by extremists of Serbian. Is it clear? Extremist of Serbian. All right. So the prince of Austria-Hungary was assassinated. Assassinated means was killed, was murdered. Where he was murdered? In Sarajevo. Sarajevo was a capital of Bosnia. And this assassination was organized by a secret society called Black Hand. And the people of this Black Hand were belonging to Serbia. Is it clear? So the Prince of Austria-Hungary was killed by Serbians. Serbia, the country. Then what happened? Austria served, next paragraph, Austria served an ultimatum on Serbia. So Austria has given warning to Serbia on July 23, making 11 demand. So क्योंकि सर्बिया ने ऑस्ट्रिया हंगरी के प्रिंस को मार डाला था, तो ऑस्ट्रिया हंगरी ने 11 डिमांड रखी सर्बिया के सामने. Serbia accepted most of them except those that would have led to loss of her sovereignty. मतलब उन्होंने 11 डिमांड में एक डिमांड ये रखी थी कि सर्बिया को ऑस्ट्रिया के सामने सरेंडर करना पड़ेगा और सर्बिया ऑस्ट्रिया हंगरी की कॉलोनी हो जाएगी. तो ये सर्बिया ने सारे 10 डिमांड मान लिए इस डिमांड को छोड़ के. Then finally Austria declared war on Serbia on July 28, 1914, which led to the First World War. Is it clear? Now see and underline, children. See the Sarajevo crisis, underline point wise. The first point starts from here. This is your first point. Archduke Francis Ferdinand, the heir to the throne of Austria-Hungary, was assassinated at Sarajevo, capital of Bosnia, on June 28, 1914. First point. Second point, this. The assassination was organized by secret society called Black Hand or Union of Death, formed by extremist Serbian nationalists from here. Third point, this is your third point. Austria served an ultimatum on Serbia on July 23, making 11 demand. Serbia accepted most of the demand except those that would have led to the loss of her sovereignty. This is the third point. Fourth point, finally, Austria-Hungary declared war on Serbia on July 28, 1914. Russia started preparation for war to support Serbia. Here. On this. And then fifth point is this. On August 1st, 1914, Germany declared war on Russia. On August 3, German troops marched into Belgium to press on to France. August 4, and this till here means the war finally started. This is the fifth point. Sixth point here. Britain, France, Russia and other allies were called the Allied powers, while Austria and other allies were called the Central powers. So who were the Central powers? This is your sixth point. So we have completed the immediate cause, children. Is it clear? Now see all of you. So today I have completed the causes of the First World War. Tomorrow I am going to complete your this chapter by the result of the war. In that I am going to explain you the Treaty of Versailles and the terms and conditions. Thank you, children.